Hey guys, this time I want to do an analysis of the Bach Fugue I played in Open Mic week 53. Perhaps you want to listen to the whole piece of music first, to the whole composition. You can do that in the 53 Open Mic 53 entry of mine. I put a link below. And I want to go a little bit in the details with this piece because it's a very impressive piece. Melodical structures, the theme of the fugue, as well as the chords that you can find when you listen to the melodies and then put your focus on the vertical dimension. The melodies run polyphonical, but in some points they focus to a special, very unique chord, as you will see. And in the third step I want to go a little bit more into the dimension of the meaning of this fugue. Is it just a artistic composition by Johann Sebastian Bach, very genius thing, or is there some deeper meaning behind the composition and the rules of the fugue and the form itself? Okay, so let's begin with the theme. This theme is very, very special, I think. It's not what you think about when you hear the musical theme. It's very indefinite. Not as you know, some theme that you can sing along easy or recognize very easy. This is a very complicated theme. It's very, very indefinite. Just the beginning. Yeah, just this long note goes like infinity, okay? You can't predict when it's going on. It's very slow at the beginning, like someone is very shy saying something. Then he's got another try, this person, a little more faster, this quarters at the beginning and then eighths. And now even a little bit louder, saying a third time. And after that, there's some resignation showing up, okay? So this one, let's say it's a person or something, not a very, it could be something indefinite, but there are 3 tries and then it's one resignation afterwards. Yeah. Let's listen to it again. First try. Second try. This is the loudest try, but there you go, okay? Went down again. 3 times coming up, but turns out to be nothing is coming down again, okay? So this is the theme, and then let's look at the contra subject when we come down. The contra subject gives more orientation because you have now the eighths that are consistent. And when it's the long note in the contra subject, there are the eighths in the theme. So we now have more orientation because there somehow is an eighths. The eighths are going on continuously. Okay, so this time it becomes clear, whereas at the beginning it's just very indefinite. So it's very interesting when you listen to such music because your ears stay and your brain is it's very looking for what's going on, and always searching for what will happen next. And there are some theories from Dowling and Harvard, for example, that say that this is what gives music emotional meaning, that your brain on an unconscious dimension is searching, it's searching always for structures and for ongoing structures, predict what will happen next. And therefore this is so interesting, because it's very hard to predict what will happen, okay? But with the second theme, when the theme comes again and the contra subject starts, we have got a little more orientation, and I think this is a nice thing at this one. So when the theme is over this second time, there comes only one bar of an interlude. Yeah, this is a special harmony here, okay? The second contrast subject starts, and the melody, not the melody, the first contrast subject is here again. Yeah, this is like a sequence, and it's very yearning, okay? So it's a sad one. Again, it goes down. Yeah, and this is full of meaning, yeah, full of melancholic mood, so to say. So this is not like in the time when it was made. It's more like the bad things that can be seen at the time, and there were few. So now we have the third voice within. It's the bass, and it's coming like this. Interlude again. This time it's a little bit longer. And with this special chord, the first voice plays the theme the fourth time. And this is then the exposition done. Could end there. So this is with the exposition. So there is a stop that Bach composed here, a little break before it goes on. So, but before that, we have the first, so to say, climax here. The first very tensional moment. Yeah, it's all tensional, but it begins and it builds up with four voices. Another comes together, and now we have the four voices, and then the tension grows up and it builds a climax just before the end of the exposition, as it's usual, okay, in the Fuges. So far, now we turn up things. Everything went up until, yeah, third voice. Then it breaks together even more. dramatic than just with one voice. When the theme, it's as I said, three times, three tries. Sorry for my bad English. 3 tries, and then resignation. It's in the theme itself, but now you can listen to it just with the chords behind it, because now there's 4 voices, and it's getting even more deeper then. So I play it a third time, and then you listen to this climax when there are 3 tries, and then it breaks together, breaks down for resignation. Okay, you can just very well see that. Shouldn't play it that way, but to make it a little more plastic, you can now imagine how this is going on, what meaning is about with that. So it's showing some truth, but it's a very, very deep, a very somehow sad, somehow hopeless. Okay, until here it's just a person who tries something and it doesn't turn out right. It's very hopeless scene which is going on. Okay, I want to come to some more special chords in the end of this, where the tension is created, like I said, with a very plastic, the tries and then the resignation and the breakdown. And it's now up to the chords to show this very, very deep. So far this is not very, very special for chords. So far, but now we have these 6 chords here, and they go like this. This is very special. That's almost like jazz music, okay? Just this one. This is normally forbidden in fugues, but with this way Bach does it, it's really, really genius. It's so genius that you become speechless when you hear those chords, and they normally, no one does them in fugues because it's absolutely not allowed. But the way Bach does it, it's okay. So and it works, okay? And then it comes to the harmony again. So it's very, there's much tension with these chords. This is so good, so fantastic. And then it comes to the harmony to the end again. This is great. So now we get a longer interlude, which goes like a little bit more into the major tune. So now we get some hope in here. Okay, so we went here. Again here, okay? After this very dramatic ending of the exposition, this now is like, it's down, but somehow okay with it, and just tired of the tries you did, and just a little bit going on. It's just a little bit going on. It's just playing around, yeah. And it's playing around with the literally playing around with the parts of the theme and the parts of the contrast subjects like this, yeah, and stuff like that. This is all in this interlude, and then in the end of the interlude you have a little sequence like Bach uses very often. This very, very dissonant, very sharp dissonances here. Which makes it's not that dramatic thing as the end of the exposition, but it's still very much going on in the person here, and in the music it's very disturbed feelings, very, very deep melancholic stuff, okay? So I hope you won't get very melancholic now. And now, when we are here, we go to the C sharp minor. Okay, after the exposition, when the interlude is, it's only 3 voices left. It's 4 voices in the exposition, and after the interlude it's 3 voices, and still 3 voices when this theme in the first voice appears again here. Yes, and it's now very high, very, very bright sound in one, and you keep on with that. You're going brighter into the heights, and when we are here, there's just only 2 voices then left, so 3 voices. Now it ends on 1, 2, and the interlude here, before the end of the piece comes, this is very thinned out. It's only 2 voices, and now we've got a theme entry again. A little bit hopeful. Sorry. And here we are. So, and now we come to a part which is very, very interesting. We get go on. And so on. This is more like this person is done, and now there's another perspective, whether the person is somehow trustful or another person is there and tries to help out, okay? This is now hope coming in. It's turning to major, and it's like a very resignated way to deal with before this part in the music, and it turns another side. It's still the same thing, but now we're on the opposite. We look at it in a very hopeful way, and it's so genius that Bach brings the theme here. It's turned around. I don't know how to say the word in German. It's die Umkehrung. Yeah? The theme is turned around. When you look at it, normally it's like this, and in this particular part of the piece, it's and so this is like when you look in the mirror, it's all the other way around. So, And I think this is genius because now we've got this other perspective, and it's not only that you can hear that because it's more brightful, it's more major thing and so major tune, but it's also in the notes itself. It's every note played in the other direction than in the original theme entry on the beginning. So, and when I play this, you hear this. Okay, so there's still much yearning and much melancholic in it, but it's to be looked forward a little bit more. And now you get those just for the dialogue thing, just for communicating between those, the one is very resignative and the other that is more hopeful to it. You get this in the music. It's like this this inserts of this, hey, listen, or something. Hey, listen, it's not that bad, or whatever, okay? And when I play, I will just give this more the focus by playing. We have it 3 times. Left hand, right hand, left hand. First. Now with the left hand, the right hand, and the left hand again. I do it again. You see, those 3 inserts of something, hey, listen, or something like that. And now, in the end, it comes together. It comes together in a sequence, and there becomes somehow, there becomes harmony with this thing. This is the most, or let's say this is the most not tensional part in the music. This is really like you just touch somebody or so and say, it's okay, it's not that bad, you get it done, okay? Now we get this more in a sequence, Bach in a sequence, and those voices communicate, but not hey listen, now they communicate on the same level, and the 2 perspectives, the resignative one and the hopeful one, come more like together, and somehow the hopeful view on the thing is some more getting into the view of the resignating person or so, yeah. And it all just comes one, like so to say. Autumn Leaves or some jazz tune again. It's just going further. And then well, at the beginning I said the theme is very indefinite in its melodical ongoing, but now at this point everything is, there was this harmony I told you in the sequence before, and now it smashes up everything with the harmonies and it's all gone again. So you don't know what's happening, and it somehow stands on this, but it goes for For this is not a hopeful piece of music. You can find it within when you're searching for the hopefully you see the voices that say, okay, it's okay, you should have more hope or so, but in the end, and therefore I'm not playing it like the most people do it. You normally should do it. It's so, and the most do it, and it's written here so. And I think it's forbidden to do it the other way. But I heard some interpretations on, let's say, Glenn Gould or some well-known pianists that did it in the major, the minor. Okay, so and I think it has to. In modern days, this is really the meaning of it. Okay. It's just at the end, it's just minor, it's not major, it's stays at the resignation, okay? And this is a hard truth. For this fugue, it's not only an artistic genius composition, but it tells a truth that some people have to deal with. And for Bach does 24 preludes and fugues in each of the well-temperatured piano collections, and everyone has its own character and atmosphere. They're very bright and joyful things, and all of his sung works, and so they are very joyful most of the time. He was not a sad guy, I think. But for this piece, its special truth is that for some people, as hard they might try, it does not turn out in the end. And this is a very hard truth, but it's a truth, and it's presented here in a very impressive and deep way, musically. Okay? So, and that's what it's all about. When you go to meaning, yeah? It says, okay, this turns out this way. It's not turning out this way. And it's so hard because just until the end, just few bars before it ends, this person has much hope. Or even, or at least there's another person that wants to help out somehow, so let's play it all here. Oh, it's not that bad. Really, it should turn, or could turn out like this, but it doesn't. It's disturbed. Yeah, and that somehow, that's all I could say about it at the moment so far. And I think it's like such a piece you can deal with about years, over years. And I played it several times, I have to admit I played it often, and I like this piece of music very much. It shows so much aspects of meaning and truth. It's not that bright and joyful things, as I said, but you're not often often into such things, and they are not often presented to you. And so this is, if you listen to this is very special, and this is a very good chance. So, and everyone who listens and makes this does very well, because it's an aspect of life that the most people neglected, okay? They don't want to see that. And if you, but if you deal with it, you get, even it's not a very frightful thing, and it's very sad and melancholic, it's at the same time very colorful and very, very sensitive and very, yeah, it's a new horizon that you going to see with such music. And I suggest you listen to this piece, let's say with my open mic entry for week 53. I put the link below, or just listen to it. I will put some more links below from really well-known piano players, okay? I don't know, while I'm doing this video, I don't know which one I will choose, but you will see this in the links below. And you can listen and you can compare, and you can see which one does the major thing and which one does the minor thing in the end, and they all go in different with the speed of it. Some play it like a dance. Yeah. And some play it like a funeral march. And you can just have this straightforward walking with on a funeral march or something, slowly walking down. This is one thing that all musicians deal with in their compositions, like Beethoven in his funeral march on the Eroica Symphony or so. Yeah, you can listen to that on the King's Speech, the movie. Yeah, you see there is the funeral march from Beethoven, and many, and some see this and see a funeral march and play it like that. But this is, for me, it's not that, it's too accurate and too, yeah, there's not much flow in it. But in this music, well, as Bach is a very, he does very dancing things. All this music comes from dance and stuff like that, has a function in the origin. This is very artificial, but there's much in it that could be played like a dance. But it's it's just in the subtitle. It's left in the subtitle with the dance, and now I think it has to flow, it has to speak, and it has to be presented in some tensional way. Yeah, not like just doing it accurately. So. And I gave you, I know I will give you a link with the cembalo, because this is the instrument that Bach had. He did not have this, and I think something gets lost when you play it on the grand. Okay. So thank you for listening. You can put something in the comments if you liked it, or if you have some other views about this piece of music. Should go deep in it and deal with it and research first, I think, and then you're good to go. And thank you very much for listening and watching this video.